Okay, good afternoon, class. So, we are going to discuss today about the types of communities and its differences. So, yung mga iba't ibang klase o iba't ibang uri ng communities, no? According to categories pa rin. Okay, but before anything else, let us review yung topic ninyo last week sa subject natin. Ano yung topic nyo last week? Ang nag-discuss nyon ay yung ibang professor, no, ng community engagement, no, yung pinanood nyo sa YouTube. Okay? Ang diniscuss doon ay ang tungkol sa ito, functions of community. So, ano ba itong functions of community? May iba't ibang functions, di ba? Ayon dun sa diniscuss sa inyo, merong may kinalaman sa social, tapos meron din sa organizational, at saka infrastructural. And syempre, na-discuss din dyan yung tungkol sa production, distribution, consumption, socialization, social control, social participation, and mutual support. So, yan yung mga functions ng community na kinabibilangan natin. So, ngayon, ang ating i-discuss ay ang tungkol naman sa typologies of community. So, let us proceed, no? Types of community. So, tayo ay magbe-base dito sa ating module. Okay? Nakikita nyo ba itong nasa larawan na ito, no? Tatlong klase, oh. Diba? Merong isang konti ng bahay, puro tao. Ayan. So, dito, unang-una nang binanggit, no, meron tayong types of communities. Okay? Meron tayong formal communities at informal communities. Meron din tayong urban, rural, global communities, sectoral, tsaka social space communities. Okay, so let us proceed with the different types of communities. Sa formal community, ano ba itong formal community? No, a formal group is formed when people come together to accomplish specific goals. So nagsasama-sama sila dahil sa isang goal. Sabihin natin dahil sa isang interest. Ayan, no? Kumbaga, pare-pareho sila ng interest, pare-pareho sila ng goals. Activities carried by a formal group have specific guidelines. Siyempre, yung naayon dun sa kanilang grupo, which members of the group are supposed to adhere and to follow to ensure good coordination. Okay? Some of the common formal groups that exist within the organization or community include schools, church, hospitals, government, and civic organizations. Kasi may kanya-kanya silang guidelines, may kanya-kanya silang bylaws, di ba? So, yan yung formal group. At yung bawat member niyan ay dapat mag-adhere doon sa mga tinatawag nating guidelines ng mga groups na yan. Now, the characteristics of formal groups. It is characterized in engaging joint activities and discussion, helping each other, and sharing information with each other. Okay? So, may pagtutulungan pa rin naman, no? But they are focused on their specific goals. Ayan. So, examples yan, academic. Siyempre, pag academic community, ano ang ina-expect natin na pagtutuunan nilang discussion dyan? Ayan, tungkol sa academic. Meron naman sa recreation, di ba? Okay, kung paanong ano ibang klase ng recreation, ganyan. Yung mga iba't ibang pwede lang gawin. Okay, retirement. Itong mga to, guys, sa ngayon, no, napapansin natin sa Facebook, ang dami-daming pages or yung tinatawag nating Facebook pages, at yung mga page na yun ay na-create according to the interests of that of those members. Okay? Now, we have informal community. An informal group is formed when two or more people come together to accomplish a specific task, which is mainly socially geared. The main idea behind the establishment of the informal group is the satisfaction of both personal and psychological needs. Okay? They are not subjected to any rules and regulations in the company. Diba? Walang specific, no? Na dapat ito i-adhere mo, itong gawin yan. Okay? And but still they willingly they want to belong to this group. Diba? Kahit hindi specific yung kanilang rules and regulations na dapat sundin. Okay? And there are no explicit guidelines that govern the operations of an informal group. Okay? Ang characteristics ng informal group: personal relationship, social networks, common interests, and emotional sources of motivation. Ang example niyan ay ito yung eco-villages, co-housing communities, co-ops. So may mga dito sa mga communities na ito, kahit member sila ng community niyan, may iba-iba pa rin silang, sabihin natin, interest, di ba? Merong mga goal, iba-ibang goal, pero ang sabi nga rito ay yung personal relationship nandiyan. Meron silang mga social networks na tinatawag. Okay? May common interest pa rin, pero at least meron pa ring motivation sa bawat isa. Okay? Ayan, no? Yan yung mga examples. Co-ops, religious communities. Okay? Sa religious community, diba? Religious communities. Isang religious community sila, pero may iba-iba naman silang faith. Okay? They are not in common goal. Sabihin natin, may iba-ibang practices. But they all belong to religious communities. Now, the third one, we have the urban community. Pagdating sa urban at saka sa rural na terms, alam nyo yung ibig sabihin yan, di ba? The term urban simply refers to the region or area which is densely populated and possess the characteristics of the man-made surroundings. So, itong kinabibilangan natin dito sa Metro Manila, we are in an urban community. Ano ang characteristics niyan? Dense ang population, maraming tao. Ano pa? Ang daming matataas na buildings, structures, okay? At syempre, ayan na, may pollution na. Diba? Nararanasan rin. May iba't ibang pollution, noise pollution, air pollution, water pollution, diba? At ang dami-daming mga structures and man-made structures. Okay? The people residing in such area are engaged in trade, commerce, or services. In this settlement, there is high-scale industrialization that results in better employment. So, dito naman sa urban, di ba? Since maraming tao, maraming structure, maraming opportunities na tinatawag. No? Kaya ang mga tao mula doon sa mga kalayo-layuang rural communities pilit na nagsisiksikan sa Metro Manila kasi maraming opportunities, maraming pwedeng pasukan trabaho compare mo doon sa kanilang lugar, di ba? So, ayan, no? Ayan, the people residing in the area are engaged in trade, commerce, or services. In this settlement, there is high-scale industrialization that results in better employment opportunities. Okay? The urban settlement is not confined to the cities only, but towns and suburbs or suburban areas are also included in it. Okay, pagdating naman sa buhay natin sa urban community, complex. Compare mo sa rural. Diba? Ibig sabihin, ang bilis ng kilos natin dapat dito. No? Gising ng maaga, pasok sa trabaho, pag hindi ka gumising ng maaga, late ka, traffic, ayan, di ba? Pero dito maraming entertainment, marami kang pwedeng gawin. Okay. An urban area is the region surrounding a city. Okay? an area with high density of population. Okay, so yan na, nabanggit na nga natin ang characteristics ng urban community. The word urban community has many meanings. The term community only denotes two conditions, physical condition at social condition. Physical condition refers to the development of physical fitness through the adaptation of the body and its various systems to an exercise program. And social condition refers to the social process of training individuals in the society to respond in a manner generally approved by the society in general. So, ibig sabihin, magkakasama, mayroong kang social interaction. Okay? So, yan yung sa social condition. Okay? Sa physical condition, syempre, yung development ng yung physical fitness. Okay. Characteristics of urban communities. So, ayan. Advancement in science and technology, syempre. Maraming trabaho, maraming recreation centers, maraming educational at religious institutions. People are crowded, diba? Social heterogeneity, iba-iba ang iyang, diba? Heterogeneity, iba-iba yan. Class extremes, greater pollution, maraming kriminalidad. Okay? Families tend to be weak. Bakit nagiging weak? Kasi syempre, diba, may trabaho ka sa ibang lugar at doon ka mo kailangan mag-stay ng matagal kasi andun yung trabaho mo. Pagka pauwi-uwi ka naman, diba? Traffic, tapos pagod ka pa sa biyahe. So, yung iba talaga, yung iba nagbo-board na lang doon kung saan malapit sa trabaho nila. Basta ang buhay ng tao sa urban, sabi natin nga complex. Kaya yung hindi na nagkakaroon ng time ang bawat pamilya na magsama-sama. Kagaya ng yung nangyayari sa mga rural areas, no? Sa ating mga probinsya. O, pagdating ng 6 o'clock, kakain sabay-sabay, ganyan. So, pagdating sa Metro Manila, hindi na halos nangyayari yun, di ba? Lalo kung iba-iba ang schedule ng trabaho ng bawat member. Tapos, greater unlimited space, o yan, maraming tao. So, konti na lang talaga yung space dito sa Metro Manila, sa urban. Lahat may structure. Ayan, greater impersonality among neighbors. Ayan. So, kapitbahay, marami ka rin kapitbahay. Higher standard of living, shortage of employment. Siyempre, kung may employment opportunity sa Metro Manila, sa urban, dahil ang dami ng taong nagdadagsaan, kinukulang na ngayon ng papasukang trabaho. Okay, ito pa ang problema natin sa urban, informal settlers. Sabi nga natin, mula doon sa mga probinsya, nagpupuntahan sa urban, sa Metro Manila, wala nang matiran. Nangyayari, saan sila nakatira? Sa mga tulay, kung saan-saan sa gilid, informal settlers na sila. Okay? A lot of hazards and dangers, syempre, no? Dangerous na sa Metro Manila, sa urban, kasi sobrang daming tao, tapos wala nang mapasukan trabaho. Anong nangyayari? May mga kriminalidad. Okay. Plus pa yung mga dangers ng pollution. Okay. Greater number of separation of spouses and live-in arrangements. Okay. Major occupations are industrial, administrative, and professional. Division of labor. Yan, common yan sa urban. Now, dito na tayo sa rural community. It refers to small settlement which is outside the boundaries of a city, commercial, or industrial. So, ito yung mga probinsya, countryside, villages, and hamlets, okay, na kung saan maraming space, konti ang man-made structure, konti ang building, maraming puno, maraming bakanting lote, lupa, no? May space tayo para mag-alaga ng mga farm animals, di ba? So, yan yung rural community. And usually, guys, no, mas malilinis ang mga ilog, okay, lupa. Yung pollution ay hindi ganun katindi. Minsan, walang pollution. Pero, syempre, sa ngayon kasi, may mga rural communities na rin na mayroong mga pollution. Pero, hindi kagaya na nangyayari sa urban. Okay? So, ang characteristics ng rural community, greater personal interaction. Okay? dito, no, personal interaction. Compare mo dun sa rural, sa urban. Okay? Pag sa urban, usually hindi magkakakilala ang tao. Okay? Bakit? Kasi complex ang buhay, may trabaho, less ang interaction sa ibang tao. Pero dito sa rural community, halos, 'di ba, magkakakilala isang buong barangay. 'Di ba? Kapag may kinasal, buong barangay naghahanda. So ganyan kaganda ang social interaction at o personal interaction ng mga nasa rural. Yan, deep long-term relationships. Generally, peace and order exists. Mutual give and take affairs, okay? Emphasis of shared values. Vernacular is usually spoken. Ibig sabihin yung kung anong dialect nila. Usually, yun ang ginagamit nila sa pakikipag-usap. Wider area kasi mas malaki yung space, konti ang man-made structure. Influence of blood relationships in decision making. Nangyayari yan, guys, no? Lalo kapag marami kayo magkakamag-anak. Okay, no? Sama-sama kayo, lahat kayo, di ba? Daming mag-decide. Homogeneous type of culture, iisa ang culture, di ba? Pare-pareho, kumbaga. Belief in supernatural, ayan. Isa pa to sa nakikita natin sa rural communities, yung mga tungkol sa mga supernatural and superstitious beliefs. Diba? Lalo yung mga nasa talagang hindi masyadong naaabot ng ating teknolohiya. So, talagang rampant yung paniniwala nila sa mga superstitious beliefs. Okay, relationship is more personal and informal, less pollution, few establishments and institutions, few goods and services. Mas konti raw ang mga produktong pumapasok sa rural kasi malayo. Pangalawa, kung kukunti lang ang tao talaga, syempre, mas gugustuhin ng mga supplier na mag-supply doon sa maraming tao, maraming consumers. Ayan. So, difference between urban and rural. Tingnan nyo na lang yung picture. Ayan na, makikita na natin. Urban. Rural. Ayan. Okay, based on the density of population, development, amenities, employment opportunities, education. Ayan, no? Yan ang pagkakaiba ng dalawa. Okay, ito ang comparison chart. Although na-discuss na natin, no? Nabanggit na natin yung mga major comparison ng dalawa. At alam na natin yan. Okay, you can just read this comparison chart ng urban and rural. Okay? Okay, we have this global community. A global community are the people or nations of the world considered as being closely connected by modern technologies or modern telecommunications, as being economically, socially, and politically interdependent. So, magkakalayo, iba't ibang bansa, pero dahil sa modern technology natin, mabilis ang communication ng bawat isa. Diba? Lalo ngayon na tayo ay nasa age of the internet. Isang click mo lang. Messenger. Diba? Nasa Europe na ang picture mo. O, ganyan kadali. Mabilis ang pakpak ng balita. Yan. Kaya, ngayon, dahil dyan, no, sabi natin, no, we are then economically, socially, and politically interdependent. Kasi, no, alam mo na agad ang information doon sa ibang bansa. Yung mga nangyayari sa Europe, okay, andyan na agad, no? Segundo pa lang, nasa Pilipinas na ang balita niyan. O, ganyan kabilis kasi ang ating modern telecommunications. Okay? The quality of global governance is reflected in each local community worldwide. Okay? The global constitution describes all values needed for good global governance, mutual respect, tolerance, okay, respect for life, justice, and for all, everywhere, integrity, and caring. Okay, so guys, no, global constitution. Ibig sabihin, may iba-iba man tayong lahi, may iba-iba man tayong kultura, okay? Andyan pa rin ang tinatawag nating mutual respect, tolerance, respect, no? Pagre-respeto sa bawat isa. Andyan pa rin yung tinatawag nating justice na dapat ibigay, ipag-iral sa bawat members ng global community, okay, ng bawat bansa, okay? At the scale of human and earth rights has become an inner truth, and the benchmark of the millennium is how everyone sees all values. So, nire-respeto natin ang freedom ng bawat isa. The characteristics of global communities ay ito: world community, common point of view toward issues of human rights, yan, no? Global warming, climate change, peace and order, socio-economic conditions, as well as disputed issues such as territorial conflict. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang bawat isa nagkakaroon ng kanilang mga perspective, ng kanilang point of views. Diba? Ano ang iyong masasabi tungkol sa issue ng human rights? Ano ang masasabi natin tungkol sa global warming? Okay? So, lahat yan ay on the global scale, diba? Na pag-uusapan, na pagdidiskusyonan, no? At dahil diyan, no, nagkakaroon tuloy ng mas madaling pagdidesisyon ang tinatawag nating international bodies. Okay? Ano ang dapat nating gawin sa global warming, sa climate change, ano ang dapat natin gawin upang mabantayan ang human rights, okay, ang ating economic conditions ng bawat bansa, okay, ano ang dapat gawin upang maiwasan ng giyera, okay, ano ang dapat gawin para ang conflict sa territory ay, di ba, maiwasan. Okay? So, ganyan sa global community. Now, we have sectoral community. Okay? We have this ASEAN. Okay? What do we mean by community sectors? Community sectors can mean a number of different things. In some cases, it describes broad categories, the public and private sectors, referring respectively to those individuals and organizations that have to do with government in some way and those that don't. Okay? So, what are these sectors? Now, we have health sectors. Okay? Kasama dyan yung mga medical and mental health professionals, mga doktor, mga nurse, mga psychologists, mga physical therapists, meron din mga psychotherapists, pharmacists, ayan, no? Basta may kinalaman sa. We have also the education sector. Okay? So, syempre, education, schools. Okay, no? Kagaya ng K-12. Okay? Akala nyo ba itong K-12 na ito ay sa Pilipinas lang ini-implement? Hindi. Tayo ay sumunod base sa magiging, di ba, standard ng pangkalatang ng mga bansa. Okay? Yung K-12, I'm sure na brief kayo tungkol dyan. Okay. At bakit tayo may K-12? So, yan ay ang sa education sector. Law enforcement. So, we have international police. Oh, di ba? Meron tayong ang tawag doon, di ba? Kapag merong kang yung mga tinatawag na red notice, ayan, no? May mga pulis tayong pang-international talaga na pumupunta sa iba't ibang mga bansa kapag may kailangang hulihin na kriminal ang isang bansa. Syempre, dapat may coordination yan. So, the local and state police, court system, judges, probation officers, prosecutors, court-appointed defense lawyers, court-mandated programs for offenders. Okay? Government, regional, provincial, state, local, and tribal government, bureaucracies, agencies, and officials, both elected and appointed. Ayan. Government, and then business sector. This sector can range from self-employed carpenter or mom-and-pop grocery store to the multinational corporation with a local facility. Okay? Pagka business sector, alam na natin yan, no? Para sa ekonomiya, trabaho, okay? Produkto, ano pa? Produktong serbisyo, produktong goods, okay? Business. Kaya, meron tayong nag-i-exist na multinational corporations. Diba? Hindi lang sila confined sa isang bansa, sila rin ay may mga opisina sa iba't ibang mga bansa. Youth sector, okay? They are generally viewed as ages 18 and younger. Okay? Okay, there may be overlap here with education, parents, human service, culture, and sports, recreation sectors. Syempre guys, pagka youth sector, diba, andyan kasi kasama dyan yung kanilang mga sports, recreation, diba, education, syempre, mawawala sa kabataan yan. Okay, community service, culture, yan, okay. Ito, youth for change. Okay, kabataan laban sa droga. Ayan, mga ganyan. Parents. Okay, then may media. The media now includes not only newspapers and magazines, radio and TV, but the vast array of blogs, videos, online news, and other material available on the internet. Kaya nga may social media na ang ano natin, ang platform ay ang internet. Okay? Ayan, yung parents. Nalampasan natin, pero alam na natin yan. Okay, human services. This sector generally includes non-profit, professional, and volunteer organizations that provide free or affordable services such as job training, food, shelter, elder services, yan. Services for individuals with physical or mental disabilities. Ayan, tsaka yung mga advocacy groups. Okay? Religious sector. Pag religion, it is a place of worship and their members and religious organizations. Okay? Ayan. Basta religion. Religious sector. Kasama dyan yung mga Order of the Knights of Columbus. Meron tayo dito nag-i-exist. The Knights of Rizal. Religion din yun Okay? Hindi. Meron tayong Knights of Rizal as NGO at meron ding mga grupo, religious groups na pinaniniwala si Rizal ay Diyos. Ayan, basta religious group yan. Service fraternal organizations like yung mga Masons at yung ating mga kinabibilangang iba't ibang NGO, the Lions, the Rotary or Rotary Club, Kiwanis Club, ayan, iba't ibang mga clubs pa. Okay? We have the Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants, ayan. Community activists and volunteer groups. Okay, ito yung alam na natin, yung mga volunteer groups na sila yung mga tumutulong para sa ating community, pagpapaganda ng mga community o kaya naman yung pagiging safe ng community. Okay. Culture. The arts. Community comprises of artists of all stripes. Kasama dyan ang musicians, dancers, choreographers, writers, actors, directors, designers, diba? Etc. etc. So, yan ang kinabibilangan ng culture. Ayan, no? Dito sa ating graphic organizer. Okay? Sa culture natin ma-distinguish mo yung iba't ibang sangay na pumapaloob or kabilang sa culture. Okay? O meron pa tayong housing and development. In this sector, we find both public and private non-profit housing agencies. So, basta pabahay. Diba? Kaya ngayon, di ba guys, maraming developers na, well, nagtatayo ng mga bahay, nagko-convert ng mga iba't ibang idle lands into subdivisions. Ayan, tapos binebenta nila yung mga bahay nila, yung mga bahay na ginagawa nila. And housing and development. At dahil dyan din, nabubuo yung mga suburban communities. Okay? So, sports and recreation, the environment, okay, individual environmentalists, international, national, local, ayan, no? So, we have these different organizations na nangangalaga sa ating environment like the Greenpeace, the Friends of the Earth, the Sierra Club, local preservation organizations, etc., etc. Ayan. Characteristics of sectoral communities. Voluntary, okay? Pagka itong mga to ay ito ay voluntary, non-profit and non-governmental. NGO sila, syempre. Diba? Voluntary, kung ayaw mo, wag. Kung gusto mo, makibahagi, go. Volunteer ka dyan. No, walang pumipilit sa'yo. Non-profit, hindi sila itinayo upang kumita, mag-profit, magpakayaman, kundi may gawing development or advocacy. And syempre, non-governmental, hindi sila kabilang sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno. Pero sila ay nakakatulong naman. Okay? Third sector, NGOs. Ayan. Examples of sectoral communities of may non-profit organization, non-governmental organization. Examples, Ibon Foundation. It is a research, education, information, and advocacy organization committed to serve the marginalized sector. Okay? Marginalized sector, ito yung mga sektor na hindi naririnig halos sa lipunan, hindi pinapansin. So, ay mga mahihirap. Ayan, mga walang boses. Okay, sila raw ay ang Ibon Foundation ay ang advocacy nila ay para dito sa mga marginalized sector na to. They seek to contribute to people's empowerment by generating and collecting socio-economic data and analysis. So, research yan. Ibon Foundation. Red Cross. Philippine Red Cross. Halos araw-araw naririnig natin sa balita ito. Diba? So, ibig sabihin, ang Red Cross hindi lang sa Pilipinas, no? Na pinamumuno ni Senator Gordon. Okay? International yan. Okay? This Philippine Red Cross provides 6 major services. Blood services, pag-donate ng mga dugo, diba? At blood bank, yung mga blood bank, diba? Pag nag-donate ka ng dugo, ilalagay mo na sa blood bank para kapag may nangailangan, bibigyan. Disaster management services, safety services, community health and nursing services, social services, and volunteer services. An independent, non-profit media agency that specializes in investigative reporting of political, social, and related issues surrounding the Filipinos. Ito siya. Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism. Okay? So, investigative reporting siya, no? Nag-iimbestiga, no? Yung mga nangyayari sa political na aspeto, sa social na aspeto, at iba't ibang mga issues na nangyayari sa, di ba, sa ating bansa. Okay? Pro-life, on upholding the value of life. Habitat for Humanity, Philippines. Okay? This is a non-profit Christian ministry working to help build responsible and self-reliant communities by enabling Filipino families in need to acquire affordable, decent, and durable homes. Okay? We also have Child Hope Asia. Okay? An international non-sectarian organization advocating for the cause of street children throughout the world. Okay? At meron din tayong World Vision. Diba? World Vision, naririnig nyo yan. Okay? At saka itong Philippine Animal Welfare Society. They are, ang kanilang adhikain ay, or advocacy, ay upang ang mga hayop ay, diba, mapigilan yung tinatawag nating animal cruelty. At ang bawat isa ay maging responsible pet owner, diba? Yung mga nag-aalaga. So, yan ang advocacy ng POS. At sa pamamagitan din ng mga iba't ibang animal welfare groups, no, nagkakaroon tayo ng mas may ngipin na batas laban doon sa mga animal offenders. A volunteer-based ayan nga, protection of animals and animals from cruelty through education, sheltering, and advocacy. Okay. And ito naman, protection of environment, Haribon. Okay. Meron pang isa dito sa atin. Ano nga ba yun? Meron pang isa sabagay, marami namang NGOs that are protecting the environment. Okay? Ayan pa, Society for the Conservation of Philippine Wetlands. Then we have, guys, social space. Ano naman tong social space? A social space is a physical or virtual space such as social center, online social media, or other gathering place where people gather and interact. So, anong social space? Pwede raw itong virtual, pwede ring physical. Characteristics of social space communities. Okay, environmental structure, infrastructure. Okay, mayroong natural and semi-natural green infrastructure elements, natural spaces. Okay, environment as a social space, place of interaction. Basta ito, guys, no, ito yung lugar na kung saan nagkakaroon ng interaksyon at iba't ibang tao. Okay. Example ng social space communities. Social center. These are common community spaces such as buildings which are used for a range of disparate activities which can be linked only by being not for profit. Ayan, social center. Meron din tayong town squares. Ayan, no? Tingnan nyo yung picture para nakikita natin napipicture natin yung town square. Okay, this is an open public space commonly found in the heart of the traditional town used for community gatherings. Okay? Parks. Familiar tayo dyan. Parks. Pubs. Ano ba to? Bar. Yung mga pubs, diba? Yung mga tavern or bar. We have also shopping malls. So, popular. Diba? Laging araw-araw dyan, maraming tao. Okay? At anong meron sa shopping mall? It contains variety of retail stores and restaurants. You can classify every type of community by purpose that brings them together. Siyempre, that brings them together. Ano yung purpose? Diba? May pare-parehong interest, may action, place, practice, circumstance. Okay? And the difference between formal groups and informal groups. Ayan, ito ay, diba, na-discuss na natin ito sa una nating lesson. Okay? So, at this time, guys, no? Merong pang tinatawag, guys, na Gesellschaft at meron ding tinatawag na Gemeinschaft Community. Okay? Assignment nyo, okay? Research nyo lang. Ano ba yung Gesellschaft Community at saka yung Gemeinschaft Community. Okay? And sa next meeting, alamin natin kung ano yung dalawang yan. Okay? So, that is it for today, class. After this, sagutan ninyo yung ating engagement form. Okay? New activity. And then, be prepared. This week, no, magkakaroon na kayo ng summative test. Okay? So, mag-review na kayo. Ang ating mga modules ay nakalagay sa inyong class notebook or sa G-class. Okay? G-classroom. Okay? So, reviewin nyo ha kasi magkakaroon na kayo ng summative test. Okay? So, that is it for today, class. Have a nice day. Good afternoon.